welcome back to my channel, my sexy viewers out there, my witches, my warlocks, my black adepts, Luciferians, whatever you may call yourself. So I have finally completed both tomes of the Path of Smoke by Kurtis Joseph and Drauga by Michael W.Fords. And I did this because they're both on the Persian Current and working with the Devas and Ahriman, the Arch Daevas, but they're both totally two different approaches. So I did say I was going to read both of them, practice some of the work in both of them, and compare them, and to tell you guys what I found different, and and I'm going to explain to you actually how they are different, because they are different approaches to working with the Persian gods. First, we all know that Michael W.Fords works with demonic forces as a deific masks, and wearing those deific masks to empower yourself and to create balance and harmony in your life. And he does this with all of his grimoires, all of his teachings. He talks about how to invoke these entities and to empower yourself and to create and destroy. Now, with Black Magic of Ahriman by Michael Kurtis Joseph, by Kurtis Joseph, the Path of Smoke is basically raging war against Ahura Mazda and the false light spectrum and his army, because of the enslavement that it has done on humanity. So this path, if you choose to do this path, you will be raging war against Ahura Mazda, who is an epithet of Jehovah and all of these monotheistic gods, these one God, mighty gods that like Allah and Jehovah, you know. And basically he goes in really deep detail about the Zoroastrian religion, and how Zarathustra, I can't pronounce his name, was a prophet of Ahura Mazda, and basically how this began, the monotheistic religions, and how it really is more about politics and control and enslavement of the human mind, psyche, consciousness, right? So when you're working the Path of Smoke, you will be doing things that will manifest as pushing your will, but more just trying to destroy the false light. And the chakra system are emanations of Ahura Mazda. And when you work with his kunda yoga, you're basically destroying those emanations of Ahura Mazda, of the false light spectrum, which creates these limits of creation in your mind and in your consciousness. Very, very, very well done. And I have performed some rites. I have done some things, but what I'm going to do, and what I've been shown to do by my own gnosis is, and which I have been doing, is I've been doing both and combining it. Now with Drauga, you know, every single time that I have done a hymn, an invocation from Michael Fords' work, that night I always have some kind of experience in my dreams, astral projection, something happens. He is powerful. His work is not just about history and knowledge. He knows what he's doing for black magicians, and I trust him, and I trust his work. I even had a dream about him, and it was really cool. I'm not gonna lie, it was really cool. But so he has a lot of hymns and evocations in all of his work. So, and the, with the Path of Smoke, yes, there are more. It's more of a path working. This is more of a path working for people. You can, I guess, you can do this two ways. If you want to work the Path of Smoke to change alchemy and work with the black alchemy within yourself to change a lot of your mind's limitations, and you're ready to go to war basically with yourself to really change yourself, you know, and change yourself into the Philosopher's Stone, I guess you could say, then do his path workings. Or what I've done is I've created my infernal urn. I just have not sacrificed a serpent, and I don't know if I can do that. So, but I've done other things to improvise that, and it's still working. I have had contact with Tapriv, one of the Arch Daevas, and I'll tell you my experience with him, but I wanted to show you a picture because when I had this experience with this Daeva, I was talking to Kurtis and I explained it to him, and then I was going through his book again just to look at the pictures of the Devas in here that he has. And when I saw Tapriv, I was like, that's him, that's it, that was the entity that did what it did to me. And I'm going to tell you what it did to me once I show you the picture of it, so I can explain to you how I know that it was for sure him. So I don't know, I forget what I did the night before, but it was, I was lying on my stomach and I woke up and then I fell back asleep, but I wasn't fully asleep. And I had an astral experience where I came out of my body. I felt a demonic presence behind me. I got really excited, but I did not look around to see him. I just can see him through my pervivir, whatever, and my mind's eye. I can see him through my mind's eye. This entity was made out of like coal, and it was sounding like the there's a specific word for this, but it's not coming to me. At the end of a fire where the coal is just so red hot and it makes that crickling noise. That's what this Daeva was made out of. It was just all black, but I could hear it and I could feel its heat. Anyway, so I was lying on my stomach and it started to come to me and it started to stimulate my kunda, which is where you get extremely horny and turned on to like extreme amounts, and you feel pressure from your rectum area. You're gonna feel this crazy pressure. Then he wrapped something around my waist, which no demon, no entity has ever done anything like this before to me, okay? He wrapped something tight around my waist, and as he did it on my energetic body, okay? Remember, I'm kind of hovering out of my body. And as it wrapped its tendril around me, it made a sizzling sound and a burning sensation to my energetic body. As it was doing this and raising my kunda, it opened up a part of my subconscious where I surpassed limits within my creative abilities to create music. It was showing me some songs, 3 songs that I created, that I could create, I guess, and it was me, and I was so astonished with it being me. It's like hearing yourself being a professional rapper, professional music artist, something that at this moment, I have limits. Can't see myself being that good, because I really just do this for fun, and I just, you know, I don't have all the equipment. I just really just do music for myself and because it's fun. But he allowed me to see my potential if I truly wanted it. And it was amazing. As this whole thing was happening, it probably took place with 10, 15 minutes of this happening. And I was so excited. I'm like, that's me. Is that me? That's me. 'Cause was saying Eldora Crow, and I'm rapping and I'm singing and the beat's good. And I was like, I have to write this down, but I couldn't. It wouldn't let me. It was like, it was all happening. But this Deva allowed me to see my potential when limits aren't there. You know, and then I woke up I snapped out of it. My room was just dense. It was just a dense feeling, very still and dense. And I was just very cold. My body was very cold. And then I thanked it. You know, I didn't know what it was. I knew it was a Deva and I knew it was a Jinn because I've never experienced a demon, a Goetic demon, king like this, anyways, with the tendril thing wrapping around my waist and then doing that. I've never experienced that. So I, you know, I was looking, trying to figure out who this was, what it was, and I couldn't figure out. Then I opened up my black mirror, did a ritual, and it told me to look through the book. It told me to look through the book, and I would find the daemon that came to me, and this is what he looked like. And that, when I saw him, I was like, that's him. That's it. That was it. Give me 1 second, sorry. So, this is one picture, but you see how he has the tendrils? And the dark face like that? Yeah. There's another picture of him. So when I have contact like that with powerful demonic forces, there he is again. Then I know I've made contact with this current. I'm there. I have not done all of the rites. I have not done all of that stuff, and they're already coming to me. So is this going to happen for everybody? No. You know, no, it's not. Everybody's experiences are different. So, you know, I'm just one of those people that just, I'm attuned. I don't know, I just have, a lot of us do. A lot of us have experiences with demonic forces. But when it's real, really, really real, and it's validation of my own belief system when I have experiences like this, you know. Now, I want to just briefly. I wrote down so much stuff. So. Also, I want you guys to let you guys know on March 21st is the day that Ahriman entered creation. That's a day that I will be starting to give honor, and at 12 p.m. in the afternoon, I will be doing rituals for Ahriman, March 25th, starting next year. It's when Ahriman entered, created, and proceeded to make it as dark as it could. The spirit in the sky prevented Ahriman from escaping. So that's when he entered the world to create darkness and everything opposing to Ahura Mazda. Thus, he became the lord of this earth. He ended up getting, his spirit got trapped in here. The sky spirit prevented Ahriman from escaping. Nature is found balance in the circle of creation and destruction. Ahura Mazda, Ahriman. Ahura Mazda is creation and order. Ahriman and Ajahi and the Devas are all opposing to this. Now, there are some awesome knowledge in both of these books. The three-headed serpent, Azi Dahaka, was the first human man that turned into a demon, a deva, a dev, blah, blah, blah. He was kissed by Ahriman, and that's why the two serpents arise, Dumar and Dihak. He was in a mountain for like 1,000 years before he became the Azi Dahaki. He was a prophet of Ahriman, just as Zarathustra was the prophet. I don't know if they were at the same time this happened, but it was around that same time. It was Ahriman who entered this world as a serpent, created predatory beasts, insects, reptiles, and the Devas, which brought the adversarial struggle for supremacy and nature and humanity. This is just some things. Now, also in Black Magic of Ahriman, Kurtis talks about an obsidian mirror that serves as a reflection of Ahura Mazda. Now, in Drauga, he does not talk about a black mirror, obsidian mirror. But I will ask these questions to Kurtis Joseph when I do my interview with him. I have a lot of questions that I'm going to ask him. The obsidian mirror served as a reflection to Ahura Mazda to see his own tyranny, in which his false light and limitations have been created. He refused to look at it, showing his weakness. You know, Ahura Mazda, even his ego, his narcissism, he didn't want to look at his faults, basically. Yeah. But Ahriman, however, his forces were passive effect brought forth from this. Dark emanations were to respond to these cages created by Ahura Mazda. Now, in Kurtis's book, he says, how you perceive the Devs will depend on your subconscious filter energy of the demon. As you evolve, they will, and the way that as you evolve, so will they, and seeing past the fears and your personal limits. Kind of like a lot of demons and demon kings, they change, they evolve as you evolve. When your fear is diminished, they will reveal what they really are and the power behind them. A normal person would not be able to deal with this. They would be traumatized, you know. They are nothingness, which permeates all. So you can't even really put them in any boxes. Like, you can't really you can't limit them, you know, and putting labels and putting, how would I pronounce this, theromorphic forms is actually a limitation. So as they change, is actually limiting them, because they can do anything. Like the way that Tapriv came to me, I would have never expected it, because I'm not putting a form on them. I'm allowing them to come to see me, and that was amazing. That was an amazing experience. Sun gazing, the path of smoke. You do sun gazing. You do some rites in there. You make a counter creation talisman. You do a whole ritual rite with it, and then you place it in places of churches, and you basically use it as an energy vacuum of taking the energy of Ahura Mazda, Jehovah, and basically destroying it, or, you know, changing it, and putting Zohak on the earth. Basically, you're putting the energy of Ahriman and Zohak here. You're doing their work, you know, but it's for you too, because you're going to be facing your own fears and excuse me. Yeah, so Kunda means man turned devil. Kunda yoga. Kundak is a daemon that you can work with, which he has a sigil in here as Kundak, which is based off Kunda. The counter creation talisman consists of burning the sigil on wood, and yeah, unleashing Zohak into this world. It's a spiritual gateway. Realms of hell are your fears. Oh yeah, okay. So the hells of the four hells of Arizura. I'm trying to explain it properly. okay, so the four hells. I'll go into Drauga book first of the four hells. Is evil mind, evil thought, evil action. Hold on, evil mind, evil speech, evil thought, and evil action. Evil thought, evil word. Well, he says evil thought, evil word, evil deed. And number 4 is Anagashra Temha, endless darkness, descriptions of hell. This is in the Drauga book. That's his sigil for the four hells, and it is powerful. I have used it, and I have opened the gates to Arizura. It's crazy how your subconscious mind works, people. I mean, once you do this work, the things that your mind unleashes and reveals, it's like, how the fuck was all that shit in my mind? You will be faced with your fears, and it's gonna give you that feeling of true creepiness and like out of skin, like you feel like you're out of your body experiences. But he has so evil thought is dushmata, is the hell that is is evil mind, which is akumana. Akuman is what you think, you know, what you speak, what you do, everything against the slave mentality, evolution, everything against society and keeping us oppressed and enslaved. And once you start to change the way you think, speak, and do, you're actually doing counter creation if you're doing it with intentions to do that. Do you know what I mean? So it gets into, I did this right, and it did bring me to the doors of Arizura, and it was a weird experience, but the gates were like locked up, and I couldn't get into one of them, and there was this chaos all around me. It was strange. I don't want to get into the details of that experience just yet. I'll make another video of once I go through all the hells, then I'll make another video and explain to you how they were for me. Now, Indra is a very powerful Deva who has really been working with me on, since I've been working with the 7 Arch Devas, now, it's kind of confusing in a way of like the 7 Arch Devas for the Ahrimanic yoga for Michael W.Fords is Ahriman, Akuman, Savar, Indra, Nanahathathya, Ishma, which is the same, or Tapriv, and Zarik. Now in Kurtis's book, he uses Ajahi as the bottom, and a couple other ones are changed, and he sees them differently, and he talks about how to destroy these energy centers of the chakras of your Hira Mazda. How I don't have chakras. I've gotten them removed. I never even worked on them throughout my whole life. I tried and I didn't like it, so I just used myself, my whole body, as one big vortex. I mean, I sometimes will to balance, but it's not, I don't consider it as energy centers for me, because I feel like I am one big whole energy center, and I can see my aura, I can see black and red energy expanding all the way out to the universe, to the depths of hell, to wherever I want. I see myself as a living, breathing vortex of energy. I transform into serpents, into dragons. I don't limit myself into that. That's just how I work, you know? But I'll still do the work. I'll still do it just to see. I'm still a scientist, and I still question things, and I still experiment with other people's work to see what I can learn from them. Now, when I do the meditations for both of the Kunda and the Ahrimanic yoga, I do the twin serpents. That's very powerful, and they do come through me, and I have great experiences. And what I've realized has been working with these devas, they've inspired me and pushed me to have these desires I've never had before, and the desires to really do things about what I want. And they're removing me questioning myself. They're removing me doubting myself. They're removing a lot of my ego. They're removing things that are stopping me from doing things. I am jogging twice a day to release energy, but to consume energy too. I also stand in the middle of a football field, and when people are running the tracks around me, I consume the energy, like as I'm a vortex, and they're running around me, and I'm there. They're just staring at me, and I'm like this, but I don't give a fuck what they think, because I'm kind of taking their energy and I'm consuming it. Now, some people say, well, you know, taking other people's energy, you don't know what type of energy it is. I've never had a problem. I consume it, I transform it, and I use it. That's what I do, and then I latch off. But I've also been shown a way how to really do dream sorcery, and a system that I'm going to create using some dream devas, and I'm going to be creating kind of my own manifestation of the subconscious mind. And I have a lot of work that they want me to do, and I'm going to do it. So I've only had beneficial experiences. I can't sit here and tell you that working with demons and working with dark entities has destroyed my life, because when I got into this, even though I was connected to them my whole life, and I've seen Lucifer when I was 4, and I was always around things, for 20 years of my life, I was in my own personal hell, and I was disconnected, and I suffered a lot because of myself, drug use, abuse. You guys have heard my story, and it was me now working with them that I'm able to empower myself. Some people come in this with no experience of what it's like to lose yourself completely. So that's why a lot of this will happen when they start doing it. But if you're a person that's been through hell on earth and you have made it, then working with these forces, you can work with them because you understand how to use them to better yourself. And people that come out of addiction, people that come out of hardship, people that succeed, people that don't give up, people that are just fucking fighters, people that don't listen to people who are the adversarial in the living flesh, we do well, and we don't go back. We won't go back to a mind frame of weakness. I will never be in that mind frame of weakness. I'm aware of my triggers. I'm aware of my weaknesses, and I eat them for lunch. You know what I mean? I'll eat them for lunch. So, there's lots to learn with working with the Persian devas and entities. I suggest to get both of these tomes and read both of them and decide for yourself what one resonates with you. Where do you belong? What do you want? What are you looking for? How far do you want to go with this? It's up to you. It's up to you and what you want to do. You know. Now, before I go, I just want to do something kind of quickly fun. You can go on Amazon and you can get yourself these awesome notebooks, journals, for $10 Canadian. Excuse me. They're just blank papers, but they are great to write down your dreams, rituals, experiences. Every time you start a new current, you can use one of these books. I have so many books, but I thought these were awesome. So that's really it. Oh, the last thing I wanted to say, I forgot to talk about these, is in the Persian current, there are a group of female enchantresses called the Pararikas, and they are basically like the succubi, but which I found interesting. So there are different classes of devas. There's so much knowledge to learn, and there's so much to obtain. you know, so much. There's just so much. I don't... Anyways, yeah, so that's all I have to say for now. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and look forward to me interviewing Kurtis Joseph and asking him a lot of questions, okay? So that's it. Peace out.